Oh, are we recording?
We've been recording the last like 5 minutes, bro.
They just heard you talk shit about hella people.
I'm sorry.
I'm just playing.
I'm glad you paid me that.
I'm just playing. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to season 2 of Filming in Progress. I'm your host, Jor-El Washington, with my co-host
Esai.
and with our special guest today. Introduce yourself.
My name's Alex McClaran.
That's it.
That's it.
Hell yeah.
That's my name.
That's all it has to be.
That's all
What
it
do
has to be, I guess.
I'm a DP. I DP'd elevator money.
Yeah,
DP.
boy.
There we go.
What else?
I don't know. Making a killing.
Oh, yeah,
There
boy.
we go.
Oh.
Coming out soon,
Coming out
hopefully.
soon.
How'd you remember which button it was?
I don't know, I
You
guess.
just guessed?
Bro,
Oh,
let me
God.
press it.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Felt good.
Does that make it louder? Oh.
All right, look, this is what happened last time with LeBron. We got off subject.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
So we only got like good 20 minutes, 15 minutes with Esai. He has to go do some things, but he might be back if we're still recording. Alex is here with me until indefinitely. This might be a 2-hour episode, so I hope y'all buckled up tight and y'all ready to just
Get your popcorn.
Get your
Yeah,
popcorn.
I can make it interesting.
Get
for 2
your
hours.
snacks.
This is for those. I'm doing this episode for the guys who and the girls who drive long ways. Like, you need like a good 2-hour podcast, something to listen to and
This
shoot
is it.
shit. This is it.
Oh, dude, I'm
It's this
totally hit.
episode.
Everybody, every time we get a job that's 2 hours away, I'm gonna tell everybody, listen to this podcast.
Listen to this podcast.
Listen up.
Listen to my episode. That's what you'll say, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody always, they know me about Google Fiber. Now they're gonna know me about filming in progress.
I still have not seen the Google Fiber spot.
How have you not seen that?
I
spot?
don't know. It won't come on my YouTube for some fucking reason.
Look it up. If you haven't seen it, I'm beautiful. So it's a good ad.
You Loki got gypped. You should have got paid a
I
lot.
got gypped. Yeah,
got-
bro. I didn't know. I was working on that set, and they brought me into the producer room, and Tom hit like I thought I was in trouble. Like he was like come on with me. I was like, oh shit, what did I do? You know? Oh wait, can we curse? Should we not curse?
Yeah,
No, you
can
can
curse.
curse.
Okay. I was like, oh, what did I do? So I walked in, and there was just this boardroom of like 8 people, and they were like, hey, you want to be in an ad? And I was like, I was like, sure.
So wait, why you though? What did they say about
bro,
you? that
because
they-
first off, talent just didn't show up. No
Whoa,
show.
What?
So they had nobody. So they asked. That's why Markel's there. There's like 3 or 4 crew members that were on that, and also because I was talking with them because I'm just networking, just talking to people like I
Right.
do. Launch previous day, and it's Google Fiber. I gotta be honest, love Google Fiber. Look, I'm being a spokesperson right now. And
I got
long
Google
story
Fiber.
short,
They're fucking good.
I moved to a place that had Spectrum. I hate you, Spectrum.
Spectrum
and it
sucks.
was horrible. And I was like, man, I've been pampered my whole life. I didn't realize I loved fiber so much.
Right.
This stuff sucks. And so then I was telling them that, and they're like, man, you should be in a commercial. Like, you're so good about talking about it. And I'm like, I guess, hit me up. And the second day, they hit me up.
Fucking hilarious.
And what they offer, I know that it's a big role. It was pretty
I
much.
don't know, man.
Did you have any lines?
Yeah.
It was a whole speaking role, right?
Yeah, well, no, they just interviewed me. But the thing is, I've done so many interviews, like, I know what they're going to use.
So,
you know what I mean?
So for that role, like, what was like your payment?
Oh, I still haven't gotten it. It was 3 months of free Google Fiber.
What?
You haven't
That's
gotten that
it?
yet?
Yeah.
Bro, that's
I
like
haven't even gotten it.
How do they do that? They just like, hey,
Well, they emailed me. There was a dude at Google Fiber who emailed us for it, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna credit to your account or whatever." And it just never happened. I thought it happened 1 month, and I was like, I told my house, like all my roommates, I was like, "Yo, we got free internet. Don't worry about paying this bill." And they're like, "Sweet, good job, Alex." And then the bill came out. I was like, "Fuck."
damn.
I was like,
did you
man.
follow up or anything?
No, not yet.
No, and Alex, he ain't
Dude,
follow.
yeah,
You need to follow
guys
up,
know me,
Alex.
man. I know, I'm horrible at that.
Hey, did you follow up with our other issue? I'm gonna call him out on the podcast, bro. Oh yeah, boy. Let me know. Did you?
I need to talk to a lawyer.
You still haven't talked to her yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God. Do you want to get paid or not?
We'll get paid.
It's your check.
I'm not worried about it. Now it's more of an ego thing. It's a pride. You know,
This nigga here, I swear to God.
they're on my time.
No, in your time?
Look,
They're on
I'm gonna
my
let
time.
y'all know. Robert, yeah, I already done let the can of worms come out.
All right,
You know what? Fuck it. What's it called? The Broadway what?
Broadway Collective.
Yeah, I'm not quacking this shit out at all.
Isn't that the people that I talked to too for a bit?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
experience how
Wait,
they work.
what?
Yeah, dude. I'll be real. I edited something because he needed expedited. So I edited a short little bit, and I was like, "Here, what do you think?" And I think he said he had revisions, and then he just never hit me up for revisions. He
Yep,
ghosted me.
sounds like them.
And so I was like, "Okay." I mean, it was a quick edit, so for me, it was whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's like a perfect example of a client that doesn't know at all what they want,
Yeah.
and then
Try to find a way to get the cheapest price too.
Yeah, they don't want to.
Yeah.
They want to get like the cheapest rate. They don't know what they want, and they put all the blame on you. And it's
Yeah.
like that. That was that client, you know.
Lame.
But
Is that
Yeah.
applause?
Yeah, it was.
it is.
I guessed on that one too.
Good job, Robert. Good job scamming people. Yeah.
Like, no, bro, you're going down. I'm gonna either get all my money and then some because your business practices are just shit.
Yep.
I'm
I
sorry.
hope you're watching this.
I hope he is
Yeah.
too.
It was boo boo. It was shitty because we worked so hard on that. Like you know how they are. They wanted shit
I saw that.
left and right overnight, and
Left
but
real
then
fast.
when it came to paying us, they ghosted us for like
Oh,
a month.
dude.
Didn't even respond for a month.
Dude, it's always like that.
And I'm like, really?
Okay, it's not always like that, but when it is like that, it's always like that.
Yeah.
They gonna offer some bullshit talking about, well, you didn't really. Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Lame.
getting out of that now, because there'll be a lawsuit coming out soon. So to be continued. But you know,
drama,
usually
llama.
lawsuits end well for you and me. I mean,
Yeah.
our last lawsuit ended in a great partnership.
It did.
And we just found out that we won the Community Excellence Award out there.
Yeah. All
in
of no
California.
beef.
All love,
Shout
no
out.
Yeah.
All of no beef, baby.
beef. All day,
No
every
beef,
day.
all love.
No beef, all love.
Yep.
All love for my beef.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. So we're here to talk about Alex today.
Oh,
and
shit.
so
I'm not
Alex,
prepared.
like, man, tell us real quick. And like, we know so much about you, but to the audience and everything, like, tell us a little bit about you. How'd you get into this?
Oh, shoot, man. Put me on the spot. I feel like I'm in a job interview. Let me get my notes. I don't know, dude. I'm not good at talking about myself. That's why I don't talk about myself.
That's why we brought you on the podcast.
I know.
People need to know more about you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
We've hyped you. I know I've hyped you the fuck up for sure.
I feel warm and fuzzy.
But just your camera knowledge and your attention to detail has exceeded every expectation I've ever had.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I put a lot of effort into it. Long story short, I don't know. I grew up with video. I didn't realize I actually went into music, and I went to a tech school for music and film production in high school. Went in there for music. I was like, oh, I'm in a band. I'm gonna record all this cool stuff. Went into a DAW and realized, holy shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? Then we had a video side of it, and I became the class prodigy like instantly. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing video. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I've been doing video all my life. I just hyper focus on stuff, and I don't know. I just try to do everything I can. So I'm all about learning. I don't know. I know a lot of people around KC don't really know what I do. That's because I don't really know what I do. I direct and produce a lot of my own stuff, and then I DP for my director friends, and then I AC and gaff for my DP friends, and then I also just do whatever else, including
That's
like
true.
DIT and PA and everything. So, which is probably not a good thing.
He's an
I'm
anomaly.
not good at playing this freelance game, to be honest.
Look, at least you have a lot going for you. Unless you're not stuck in production.
Yes, I
Like,
guess
when,
that's true.
When you're stuck in production, I feel like there's just one road, one path.
Are you talking about production as in like the department, or production as in like?
Like the department. Like,
Oh, okay,
like-
yeah.
Like
No,
yeah.
you do not want me in production.
Yeah, I feel like you've done a really good job though of excelling in every position you've tried though. Like gaffing, you've killed it at gaffing, even though you're not technically a gaffer.
Yeah.
But you've done a really good job so far, and I've
I
hired you for
appreciate it.
projects.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's just, I just study everything. I don't like to be unprepared going into stuff.
Right.
I'm willing to be unprepared and think on the cuff. But every single time, like, I literally have playlists. Because, like, the thing is, I do jump around a lot, which is, again, not something I really want to do, but I do. So, for instance, if I haven't DIT'd in a while, right, and somebody calls me up for it, like, just recently they did, I literally have just playlists of stuff as, like, refreshers and one-pagers. So, it's like, if I,
Like on YouTube? Like a
on YouTube and on like just stuff that I have in my notebooks and stuff. So I just have to refresh, and then I have my kits. Yeah. So I have my AC kit, I have my tool bag for Genie, and then I set some stuff up. I don't really have the DIT kit, but that's expensive and all that kind of crap. But anyway, I just set everything up to be as prepared as possible, and then I just I want to be able to speak the language too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like you just got to try to own the role once you get it.
for sure.
And so I don't know. A lot of research.
But what's the area you want to finally like live at eventually?
Oh man, are you talking about long term or short term?
Long term.
Like if you were going to brand yourself,
What do you want to die as?
Oh, dude,
That's a good
I don't know,
question.
man. I just love experiencing things, and I love creating experiences. You know what I mean? So that's mostly led me towards like producing stuff, right? Like producing and directing stuff, which is why like I've even been talking to you about doing a lot of YouTube stuff because that's non-traditional, but you just get to do whatever the hell you want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's personally where I know I want to end up as. Short term, I just like learning everything, and it's easier to cut your teeth in stuff when it comes to like DP work because it's like you know the actual approaches to lighting and shooting and covering a scene and all that stuff. It's easier to like tell people you know what you're talking about compared to producing and directing an experience that's never happened before. Like, how do you prove to somebody that you are capable of doing that when, you know what I mean? It's just, it's not as easy as
It's not,
you know,
it's really just clout. Like if you've produced big things, it's like, oh yeah, we can trust them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So for me, yeah,
that's all it is. It's clout. If you want to be a director or a producer, just have clout.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I could totally get that. So for me, it's just like, in long term, I just want to create cool stuff. Like just create whatever cool stuff I can do, and then just experience life and just do a bunch of random shit.
Tell me more about
creator. It depends because I would do animation, I'd do movies, I'd do music. I just love doing anything.
A creative producer of all kinds, basically.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Content creator.
It's
kind of hijacked by something, but yeah.
Like that's the true form.
I just like to do everything.
You mentioned the untraditional route.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay, so there's like there's traditional video production, right? And then they're calling like the new what's it called? What do they call streaming service again? I forget.
Twitch?
New media.
Oh, new media.
So there's new media and streaming, which is like, yeah, it did take Hollywood by a storm, and there's a ton of stuff now that DVD sales are down and all this stuff. It definitely affected that world, right? But then, in my opinion, there's like what I'm just calling new media, which is basically YouTube. You know what I mean? YouTube and Twitch. Twitch is dying.
Snapchat,
Sorry. YouTube is there.
Twitch is dying?
Oh, Twitch sucks, dude. Got to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I use Discord.
Oh, yeah. Discord's great.
Discord's dope.
Yeah. It's not really a content creation platform, though.
No, it's not.
It's a community builder.
Yeah. I think it's a step down from Twitch, but I feel like it's.
You can still go live on Discord.
You can go live. You can have community events and stuff.
But,
it's a really great place.
Twitch is like trying to be almost like what YouTube is with videos, but just live, right? Like channels and creators.
Yes, exactly. And so YouTube is going to eat it, though, eventually. But
YouTube eats everything, bro. YouTube's just the perfect platform.
YouTube is just amazing. So yeah, YouTube is what I'd call non-traditional because I had recently an experience with Mr. Beast. You guys know that. I was in the finalist or the running to be a director for Mr. Beast. The channel made Squid Game and, you know, Last to Leave, The Circle wins $1 million and all that kind of crazy stuff. And I went over there for a week to experience their sets and production to meet the team and stuff. And it is incredibly untraditional. You know what I mean? It's just like there's a bunch of people. Like
no,
it's very untraditional.
No,
do not.
It looks like it, but we haven't talked about what you experienced.
It's basically like it's crazy stuff. You know, I have to be careful what I say exactly, but
they have great content. I love Mr. Beast, 100%.
Like
you are respected here, sir.
100%, 100%. It was great. It was an amazing experience to learn, but you can definitely tell that. It started like the leadership were a bunch of people who were not in production.
I got you.
You know what I mean? They didn't know what they were doing. They did it, and then they failed, and then they learned, and they did it. And eventually they hired people who knew what they were doing, but they're not at the top. So it's a weird mix of like traditional and not traditional thinking when it comes to producing video.
But you're learning, but you learn as you go when you have a sense of that. And like eventually over years, I feel like teams like that come together like that are like those teams that are like the NFL teams, when you like draft new players and you trade in old players and shit like that. I feel like a mixture like that eventually like becomes a well-oiled machine.
It can work
at some point,
and they are doing some great stuff.
And if you think about it, like that's how production or Hollywood was before they set the standard.
Yeah.
So they might be setting the standard for the new media.
Well, to be honest, they're very like a lot of their stuff felt very traditional Hollywood, like not traditional, like old school. Like they're still learning. Like it's like they were going through the process of. Like 50 years ago where Hollywood was, it feels like that's where they are. And they're not they're kind of reinventing the wheel in a way. But, But yeah, their process is non-traditional, but I guess when it comes to untraditional media, it's also mostly about like what format things are in. You know what I mean? Because YouTube can be whatever you want. You know what I mean? Technically, a lot of YouTube is very reality TV based.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that is not reality TV. It's not movies. It's not anything. You can make it whatever you want. You know what I mean? And that's why it also doesn't always matter how long your video is. Like the average is 10 to 15 minutes, but you could make a 3-hour video if you wanted to. You could also make a 40-minute video and it will get millions of views and everybody will love it. The format doesn't matter. You know, camera operators, I always say they can have actually like a personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? While in reality TV, they don't have any personality. They don't talk. You know what I mean? So there's a bunch of weird stuff you can do. Like YouTube is like, it's really personality driven. So it's like, it's a lot of weird stuff.
YouTube is it's an interesting mix because it's like, for one, like the community aspect of it, of like who you built for your channel. But for two, it's like marketing is embedded in YouTube and new media. Like you make a video based off the marketing, based off the thumbnail, based off like retention.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
and
all
like,
about that, yeah.
As filmmakers, we don't think about that. We're just like trying to tell the best story. But right now, new media is very much marketing based. And it's going to be interesting to see Mr. Beast and these other big content creators transition to film.
Yeah.
Because they're going to bring a whole nother perspective on how to make and tell stories.
I'll be real though. Okay, so the idea behind viral YouTube videos right now is all about very strategically made simplified storytelling, right? So it's very simple storytelling, but in a strategic way where you're cutting out very specific things to make sure it's very easy to understand. So it captures, even if you're not really paying attention, it captures you and runs with it. And that's why his editing is so quick. It's so rapid fire. You know what I mean? So, but having that in a movie would be exhausting. I feel like I would be really interested to see how he would make a movie.
I'm sure the first one's going to be like, maybe not the best, but maybe they'll learn and they'll push their creativity on like how to tell a story and like,
yeah, it'd be interesting.
Have more of artistic perspective like a traditional director would have. But like, what are they going to bring with that YouTube background? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it'll be the same as how the Academy was very against Netflix movies and like against the tradition of like how Netflix was doing things in their route. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Netflix started winning Academy Awards left and right. So now, what if some YouTubers just come out of the blue and start winning Academy Awards for YouTube?
For real?
Like, bro, like this is where we're at now.
I'll be honest.
Yes Theory is a great example.
Yes Theory is amazing. Yeah, 100%. And you can do those experiences. I'll be honest. Like, didn't Quentin Tarantino recently say like we're in the worst age of cinema ever?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like
we kind of heard that too while we were at AFM like a few weeks ago, like a couple weeks ago.
Everybody feels like it's just the same thing. Well, it's just like especially with
not that we're in the
DVD
worst
stuff,
age, but just like it's very hard.
It's very elitist point of view. But yeah, no, 100%. It's hard to. But
I feel like it's also hard, but also easier than ever. Like it's like
it is easier than ever.
It's not like either. It's not either or. It's like
they're
both.
Actually, that goes down to one of my thinkings. Like the reason why I do focus on YouTube a lot more, maybe than some people and stuff, is because I knew that I always wanted to create the movies I wanted to create, right? Yeah. And so when it comes to directing or making your movie, you know, to be honest, you can't really climb the ladder, especially a director. You don't climb the ladder from, you know, like a traditional sense that you would in any other job on set. You have to like prove your way and then just skip up there.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it in an absolutely astounding way, you're not going to be like the Tarantinos or whatever, where the studio is not telling you what to do. You're telling the studio what you're going to do, right? You can't just do that for the most part. You have to be like basically Usain Bolt at the Olympics. Like you have to be the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. And so to me, I was like, I want to do that though. I don't necessarily want, like, I would still be a sock puppet for studios for a bit. You know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't, to be honest? But like, I want to create my own stories. And to do that, you need to have your own audience, which is YouTube.
100%.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, I focus on that because if Mr. Beast wants to make a movie, he could make the next biggest cult classic hit of our generation because he has the people who would watch it and fund it. Yeah. You know what I mean? If he wants, you know, a $50 million feature, he could easily do it because of his, you know, of his infrastructure. And so it's like, if I want to do that, I then have to do the same thing and build my own foundation. You
have to own your audience. You have to have the leverage to be able to do that. Because if you're going to a studio, like, hey, fund my movie, but hey, also let me do everything, like, it's just not going to work.
It's not going to happen. Yeah.
Like, they're going to be like, no, like, because, and to their respect, like,
makes sense.
They have the power and the authority. Yeah. It's like, hey, you're asking me for something. Like, this is what I need in return.
Yep.
So I agree. I've been even talking to you and Cloud and you as well about like how important branding is and building your own audience and community. And that's like solely what I've been focused on this year and next year even more. I'm like, focusing on my content, focusing on the way I brand myself. And that's why I'm so hyped for you guys' YouTube channel.
Yeah, dude, it'll be cool. I'll be real. You're way better than I am. You're a whiz.
You're a whiz at the shit. At just this whole whatever generation you are.
Bro, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just like,
That's
hey,
a damn lie. That's a
you're just
damn
natural.
lie. He's
I'm
just
putting
being
it out.
humble for the fucking
serious.
camera.
No, I know
That's
you are.
how you learn,
No,
though.
there's the thing. Like the things you're saying is like, oh, how are you like applying yourself in all these different ways on set? And it seems like you're really good at everything. That's just because I also haven't shown you what I'm really, really bad at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm also really natural at picking these like the technical shit up. Like it's easy for me to pick it up and learn, research really quick, have it in my notes, have it in my brain, and speak as if I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
I think you're probably the same naturally when it comes to all this shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
All the branding shit that I'm not good at.
Bro,
so
my man was just
got
walking.
stuff to learn.
My man was just walking into offices with a lie, talking about, oh, we sent an email, but you guys never got back to it. And people would just welcome us in, and I'm like,
Oh, that's what you used
I don't
to
know
do?
how he did it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
That's good.
everybody's like, he's such a chameleon. I'm like, yeah, like I could literally place E in every, like, instead of like where's Waldo books, I want where's ebooks. Literally just put them in a general population. It doesn't matter which population.
Oh man, he's like assimilated perfectly. He's gonna break it from the inside.
you have to, bro. Because I was
No,
like,
I agree.
we were at AFM, and I'm like, I didn't set up any meetings prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey sent out over 200 emails.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's
and we
crazy.
got 15. I'm like, unless I go in there and just like get in the door, like they're not gonna see me.
Oh,
or
so
talk
that's
to
what
me.
you did at AFM?
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
walked in and be like, you never responded. They're like,
Yeah,
come on.
literally.
Oh, that's such a good tactic,
Yeah,
though.
it
That's
worked.
such a good
And
tactic.
now everyone's gonna take that tactic now,
Maybe.
unless they already didn't. But
I don't know. I think people are too scared. It's one thing to like know
You gotta
it,
have the
and then it's
confidence.
one thing to actually go and do it. Like,
Yeah,
that
it's
shit's
true.
scary.
because I mean, leading up to AFM and like watching all the videos and stuff that we did, and we're like, damn, like we gotta send out these emails. And I sent out like 30 and didn't get any responses. Corey
Yeah.
sent out 230 and got 15 responses. So when you really think about that, it's like shit.
I gotta also be honest though. You're thinking about the people who are receiving those emails.
Yeah,
Like
They're
think
receiving
it,
thousands
like,
of emails.
They're
Thousands
sending
and
get
thousands.
thousands. Oh man, that would be so tiring. So yeah, I would totally believe you. I'd be like, oh, so sorry for getting back.
Yeah,
to
that's
you.
why I said it like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, I try to empathize. Like, hey, I know you get so many emails like
Yeah.
for AFM. Like, yeah, I didn't respond, but I was wondering if you have time this week or today
No,
to meet up.
100%. That's a
And like
smart
3 or 4
strategy.
times, you let me in right then. They're like, yeah, he's right here. He's on lunch break. Like, you should talk to him right now.
Yeah,
and I'd go in
no.
there and talk and pitch elevator
Make sure
money
you have
and
it ready
Sapient.
though.
Yeah,
Bro,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. It worked. It was
AFM
dope.
was fun.
That's smart, dude.
It
There's a
was-
lot of tactics like that where you can take advantage that people don't think about.
Yeah. Honestly, I have to give a shout out to Sasha. He's a director I met from Australia.
Hey.
He's the one that told me, he's like, look, you're at AFM. You pay to be here in person and to be like at the same location. Like, why not just go talk to him right now?
For sure.
And he said, you can email him at any time. Like, why not just go talk to him? And I was like, bro, you're fucking right. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then we just started going in there and just being like, hey, let me in. And they're like, yeah, go ahead.
Bro, shout out to, I haven't watched the screener yet still. Have you watched the movie yet?
I need to watch it. I haven't either.
We should like
Sorry, Sasha.
we should get a time to like watch it on the big screen for it.
Yeah, for sure.
But shout out to Sasha though. Like
Yeah.
whenever he's back in the States, we need to try and figure out how to get him here.
Yeah.
Bring him on the podcast for
Dude,
sure.
That'd be sick.
He's super insightful, bro.
Super insight. And we need to get our new homie on the podcast too, bro.
Lester?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we gotta bring
bro.
Lester.
We gotta find a way to do
We're
that.
trying to set up a comedy show for Lester. Lester Spite. He was like in Transformers and
Any Given Sunday.
yeah, he's an actor.
He's actor comedian, been in a lot.
That'd be cool.
Terry T, I think is a commercial or something like that. I have to like pull. I wish we could pull things up on. Can
Yeah.
we pull?
Oh,
Can you pull
yeah.
it up on here?
Probably.
Holy, I didn't even realize you had that set up.
Just look up. You probably YouTube it.
I don't know if they could even see that. What
It's all right. This is for you. It's not for them.
Yeah, this is more.
Oh,
this is
okay.
more
This
for
is
you.
the podcast.
Exactly.
Oh,
if
okay.
you're watching this, then you really are at work,
Yeah,
bored.
we
right
really
now.
love you if you're watching this. You're like
You are awesome.
1% of viewers. This is Lester.
I'll be real. I watch podcasts.
Yeah, that's the homie Lester though, and by golly, Lester
Oh,
was Lester
dude, yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, I
bro.
know
Lester
him.
was the shit.
Yeah, I was
man.
about to say I recognize that guy.
Like he pulled the okie doke on Will, well, like the second to last night or
Oh,
whatever.
man.
Like, bro, oh my god, man.
Lester's dope. Bro.
He was hella cool. Learned a lot from him and a handful of other people. It was crazy how like you notice like all the colored like filmmakers like really like made a point to reach out to one another, even if it's just like walking and passing.
Yeah, it's because you walk in and like it's like you just feel more comfortable. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Like
I've-
every brown or black person we talked to, like they just felt. At
I'll be
ease.
real. You also you gotta seize the opportunity. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, we stick up for each other. You know what I mean? So it's like, even though I don't really interact with them too much, I was like, I made it a point that I'm in like every Asian filmmakers group. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, like, let's help each other out. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
taking advantage of it. It's like, yeah, do it. So,
Love it.
yeah, I could
Have
totally
you,
see that.
have you reached out to anybody since then, since we've been back?
No, I haven't.
I mean, I
need
figured
to.
as much. I know, like, HT followed me.
I'm going to.
Nice.
I talked to Lester, but I'm definitely gonna reach out to the distributors and companies. I know Corey's been doing that, but I want to
Yeah.
double back.
Yeah. I mainly just mean more of the connections we made, just friend-wise.
Oh yeah, I've been talking to a couple people. Yeah.
Always
Couple
got to stay in
friends.
contact. I always just do Instagram. I just go through all the stories, and I'll just reply to all the Instagram stories.
Yeah,
That's-
that's smart.
That's how I do it, because, like, otherwise I'll forget.
We got to bring you to AFM next year.
Yeah,
You
well,
I'll
gotta
do
come.
it. I'll do it with you.
Well,
You don't
yeah.
have to be alone. I'll be real. I'm not afraid to be awkward.
I know you're not, bro. I'm not afraid to be awkward either.
We'll be
Yeah.
a squad for sure next
Mm-hmm.
year.
For
Bro, bring a whole.
I'll do it.
They were completely confused. We had one guy calling us the Wu-Tang Clan.
The
of
Wu-Tang
Kansas City,
Clan.
and I was like, bro, is he here?
No, he got a flat tire. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm waiting for my brother to pick me up because I have to go help him with something. But
And he got a flat tire on the way.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, we're only 26 minutes in, so I
Destiny's
guess we're about to
calling.
finish
There
out
you
this
go, we gotta
podcast here
finish
real
it.
quick. So, anyway, no, yeah, we'll definitely take a gang of people to AFM next year. AFM was an absolute amazing experience, but I feel like we should do a separate episode for AFM because that was like there's a whole.
Oh,
lot
have you guys
to
not
unpack.
talked about AFM yet?
We haven't talked about AFM.
No, we
Oh,
haven't.
do the viewers even know what AFM is?
They probably don't. So AFM is the American film market.
Yes.
It's like the biggest, I think, film market in the world. Is it?
It might be. I mean, I don't know per se. I should know per se, but I don't. But I know that like Berlin's pretty big.
It's one of the.
It's one of the largest film markets in
Yeah.
the world. Like there's technically 3 that people really go to, and it's AFM, Berlin, and then technically like South by and Cannes has a film market as well too.
Yeah.
Their film festival is a film market.
But
at
the
same time.
American film market is the only one that's not a festival.
yeah,
It's just strictly
It's
to go
just-
sell your movie. So
yeah, but you can watch movies though too. There are screenings.
yeah, there are. But yeah, the film market, you go and you pitch your projects. You can be a screenwriter, producer, director, but essentially you go there and you pitch your movie. You set up meetings with all these different distribution companies that are from all over the world, and you go and pitch your project, and hopefully, you get interest and someone wants to buy your film. But
You better answer that.
back in the day, it used to be. I gotta take this call.
This is mom. You better
Tell them
answer
about
that.
how back in the day they used to make deals, like at AFM.
What?
They used to make deals.
Yeah, they used to make
know
deals
about
back in the day. Were you not there? Alex, you tell them about that.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to make deals
Used to-
at AFM.
Like what? Okay, so like I don't even know what he's talking. I guess they still. I would think they still make deals at AFM, right? Because that's what.
Maybe
whole
he's
point-
talking about how. Oh, I know what he's talking about because we were talking about this earlier. Back in the day, especially when there was like DVD sales and there was second comings when it comes to movies, and it was easier to sell because streaming platforms weren't a thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the money would come instantly. Because streaming platforms now, you have to expect your money to come in like 6-year intervals.
Yeah,
like,
that
it takes
okay.
forever.
Okay, you mean people were writing checks? and all
Exactly.
that.
So it's like
Yeah.
I will sell you Elevator right now if you give me like
40
$10 billion
yeah,
bucks.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, yep. And they write you a check and here's 10 bill.
And that's
You know what I mean?
crazy to think about. And it's still. Well, I mean, it still works that way in a sense because my friend David from Germany, I think he was from Berlin, filmmaker. I need to reach out to him for sure. But I remember he came walking out, just optioned or sold for like 800, and I was like,
Damn.
what was the real price? He was like 5. I was like, oh boy, you
Dude.
made a little bit of money.
You know
huh?
what you're doing,
Okay.
dude. You got
And then
it.
like just watching, just like we were walking
Wait,
through
how
the.
much did you sell it for? Or did he make it for?
No, he made it for 5 and sold for 8.
Okay.
And I remember we were walking down one floor, and some guys Corey and Khalil were about to walk into Archstone, or you guys were about to walk into Archstone or Sea Sky or whatever like that.
Uh-huh.
And those guys walked out in front of before us, and they were just like jumping for joy, happy as shit, and you just like. They just sold something, made some money, just
Yep.
got some big deal. But
They were so happy.
They were so
Oh,
you
gotcha.
see the joy off them, like oh my god,
Yeah, they were all up in
and
it.
I'm like, bro, something good just happened.
Yeah.
To these guys right here.
Congrats.
Congrats to them.
So, but yeah, AFM was wild. They had pitch conferences about equity and equality for
Yeah,
people
that's
of
good.
color. Like it was crazy. It was a crazy thing.
That's
Those
dope.
are always fun. Those are fun.
So-
Just like learn a shit ton. Network with everybody. Just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
I totally.
It
Yeah.
was a blast.
Networking with a bunch of like other states and and countries too, like to go shoot. Like I made sure he found out about people like who could speak Spanish and all that. And sure enough, he made it a mission that day to like find those people. And sure enough, we linked up with the film commission from Mexico, or you linked up with some filmmakers from Mexico.
Yeah.
So
Production
it's like,
company out there.
Nice. We could make a movie about Mexico that isn't just completely tinted orange.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For once.
For real.
We'll be the pioneers.
Oh shit.
So
Revolutionary new idea.
No, so where we getting at? Let's not jump off topic again because we usually do that. God, that LeBron episode cracks me up. Have you watched? Have you ever
I
heard
haven't watched the
LeBron?
LeBron one.
You should.
You know A1, Adrian?
Yeah.
He was so mad that episode. He's like, bro, I listened to the whole thing and y'all didn't say shit. Like, y'all were not talking about anything. It was like an hour and a half, 2 hour long podcast.
We gotta do this for Adrian. Then let's be structured. Adrian, we'll be structured for you.
All right, so
Shit.
what's your camera of choice though?
Camera
Like
of
you shot
choice?
on a lot of cameras. I feel
Airy.
like
I just
lately.
love Airy.
Really?
I love Airy. You know, like okay, I'll be real. I've never like I don't know. It's just you know what? I don't know. Okay, I will say this. I'll shoot on anything. You gotta be honest. You know what I mean?
He's
I don't
a slut
really
for
care.
cameras.
I'm a slut for cameras, dude. I don't give a shit. So you know, it also depends on the project. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's
Because
true.
like Airy's nice, but there's a couple times where I was shooting. There's a project recently where I shot on an Airy, and it's like we really didn't need this, and it actually slowed us down a lot. You know what I mean? And it
Really?
didn't because like it's such a the build for it, you know what I mean, and everything, and the maintenance that comes behind it, and also how expensive it is. You got to go through the right processes and stuff, like to ensure its safety and how it's working in order and all this kind of stuff. It just slowed down a ton. Where
Yeah.
it's like if we did just have a Komodo or my Ursa or anything like mid grade, like honestly, for how the project is gonna be released eventually anyway, it would have been fine. And probably would have been quicker.
That's been my experience. Like, I think I don't like shooting on the minis just because, like, you have to build them out. Like, you have to put the battery plate, everything. You have to, like.
Yeah. I mean, well, it depends because, well, I don't know. Again, it really depends on the project because right now I have the Ursa Mini Pro, and that thing you don't have to build out. But it's also really annoying. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I've been
it's also
liking
huge.
It's huge, and that's why I've been liking the Komodo a little bit when we work together. Is because you can build it out to be what you want. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
But even like the Amira, like the Alexa, the Amiras, like the broadcasting ones that are just, it's like literally has everything in it, even like NDs, like
yeah,
like, or I guess the minis.
but
have
that's
NDs.
kind of like the Mini.
like the Ursa.
Yeah, because the Ursa has everything I need.
I think I prefer that though. I know it's bigger.
Yeah.
But like I just know I can pull it out and it's ready to go.
That's true, but I would just rig it up. I would honestly just really spend the time to meticulously rig the box camera, whatever, if it's Airy, red, you know, whatever, to be able to just be there and keep it in my coffin, just like I brought the Ursa today. You know what I mean? Or I would just make it so you can easily just quick release pop out and put it in another rig. You know, I would try to. Honestly, that'd be really expensive. But, you know, I don't know. I just want a flexible camera.
Yeah.
So as of right now, it's whatever's for the job. You know what I mean? But I'm down for most stuff. I do, you know, I can't not love the Aries though.
Yeah.
Alex, so we shot a little one take the other day.
Oh my god.
And like, bro, the
man.
fact that Alex can pull focus and pull ND at the same time, all within like a split of a second,
during
that
a
was-
oneer,
during a oneer,
Yeah.
handheld.
That was.
I can see
lot.
why he's a slut for cameras, bro. But shout out,
I know how to handle him. You know.
bro. It turned out so good. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. I was hoping it was good. I was like, oh man, because I couldn't even really see the monitor either.
Yeah, I
And-
couldn't. Like, there
Do you
were
want to
times.
watch it?
Oh, I can watch it. We could probably watch it out. Do we want to watch it during the podcast?
We've never done that before.
We've never done that before. For our people who are watching still.
But that means you'd have to
People who are
release it
watching.
before the podcast release.
Well, maybe they get an exclusive
Ooh,
look.
exclusive look.
Yeah, for our viewers.
So
See,
maybe
Adrian?
maybe this will
You'll like
maybe
this
during the edit when we put it on the YouTube channel, maybe we could have like it pop up in the corner.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
the frame here.
What if we looked
right
over
here.
and the camera wasn't even recording?
Big red, dude. Audio only.
Oh,
But
God.
yeah, no, I haven't seen that. I even Justin Shout out to Justin. I forgot his last name.
Duclo, my son.
It was him. I believe it was him. I'm so sorry if it wasn't. But we were trying to figure out how to get the ND to work too, because we didn't have stopless aperture. And honestly, I didn't really want to do that when we transitioned from inside to outside. We couldn't get enough wattage of power on the inside to match the sun on the outside. So it was so dark. Yeah. So we had to use that ND. And I remember the ND was on top of the camera, and I was undersleeving, pulling by the barrel, right? So I was pulling from under the barrel, and then the ND dial was up top. So I was like, how am I gonna maneuver my hand to go hit that? And he was like, what if you just like turn the ND upside down? So then the dial's right next to your finger. I was like, oh my God, you're a genius. So I tried that for a bit and I was practicing, but then it was like reversed. So I had to do counterclockwise for focus, but then I had to do clockwise for
what? I didn't know that.
So I had to hold it like this and do that motion. You know what I mean? Like very, very carefully.
For those who are listening, he just described some really deep shit.
It was a decent amount. Do you know we were talking about the chicken camera, right?
Yeah.
So the reason also, I will give credit to you guys, because this isn't, even though we did, at least from my perspective, we got the idea for the short, and then we were like, let's shoot it. You know what I mean? Let's shoot it. This festival, like great production value, you just got to get up and do it, which is, great energy. But originally I was like, it's a oneer, and to do with some like creepy kind of stuff, we were like, yo, let's try the DJI 4D, like the chicken camera, because it has the focus built in, has the monitor built in, and the gimbal. We were thinking about doing smooth and handheld,
right?
And we wanted to do a cool juxtaposition between handheld on the outside and the smooth on the inside with the creepy lighting. And so it was just a bunch of stuff. It's kind of hard if you don't know the script. But anyway, we were going to do it with that system. And then there's one 4D in the whole city that Lore has, and it was rented out for gutted. And so I called him up. I was like, yo, Casey, do you have that 4D? I want to rent it. And he was like, sorry, man, it's rented out for the whole week. And I'm like, who the heck rented out the 4D?
For a whole
like
week?
Everybody makes fun of that camera. Like, who took it? So then, and then I got called in to do one day on Gutted, right, which was a reality TV show. And I went to.
So it was reality.
Yeah, it was reality.
Okay. I didn't know if it was reality or like
it was a camera.
A mockumentary reality.
No, it was reality for sure.
Okay.
And so I went to go camera op that one day, and then I see Corey Vetter. I see Corey Vetter walking around with the 4D, like just walking around with the chicken camera. I'm like, Corey, I'm like, you goddamn dude, you took it.
What they shoot with it? Like, what did they?
Probably just shot B-roll with it.
They were just shooting B-roll with it.
Wow.
I was like, you had to rent that thing.
You rent that for B-roll?
It's a perfect B-roll camera, honestly.
It is. It's good. It's a good small team camera, but so that's what we wanted to use it for. So then, so it wasn't like we were completely unprepared, didn't have a plan. We just, kind of got screwed there. So, yeah, Komodo pulled it. I will say I just got used to pulling by the barrel though. I do that a lot.
Okay.
I always say this too: if you're younger and you're looking to get into stuff, the gauntlet of fire that will forge you is weddings. You'll
learn how to pull focus.
You'll learn how to pull
focus. You don't have a choice.
Instantly. Yeah, you don't have a choice. You got to get every setting. You got to get your good composition, and you got to hit focus on a millisecond, or you just miss their most important moment ever
of their life.
Yeah. Fucking moment is blurry.
So it's like, yeah, exactly. So it's like that gauntlet of fire will forge you into nailing everything.
Oh my God.
So
well, shout out to Red though.
Yeah, shout out to Red.
I'm sorry, I gotta shout out to Red. They gave me a jacket. Shout out to Ames O'Connor.
Oh,
yeah, we love you, Ames.
Clark.
I love
also,
you, Ames.
There's a few other people at Red that I met that were absolutely awesome, and
for sure.
Oh my God, I got treated like. It felt like I got treated like royalty there.
I know. I was so butthurt I wasn't there. I was supposed to go.
That's right.
Bro,
yeah,
literally I was like, I'm going to hang out at the studio. He's
I was
like,
supposed to go.
And I got a jacket, bro. They gave me a jacket too.
That's
right.
Shoot, bro.
You didn't
I don't even
shoot,
but they were so kind.
I'm gonna take it from
Jor-El
him.
doesn't shoot. What
I know.
the heck?
You don't deserve that
I was
jacket.
out here I deserve that jacket because I'm out here making these contacts, fam.
We're gonna steal his jacket.
Y'all gonna steal it? Really? Y'all Ames? If you're listening to this or watching this right now, I know that one of the two you are for sure. Can we get jackets for Alex?
Hey, I'll wear it.
A medium.
Like I said, I'm a slut for a camera, dude.
No, you want larges or mediums? The only way these are getting ordered is off the podcast.
Large.
I don't know. I guess I'd do both. Not both either.
Okay, I was like, what?
I want both.
No,
I want both of them at the same time.
And then if I could, I'll pay you for the sweatshirt. The sweatshirts looked fire.
I like how you're talking to her like she's actually here. Like,
because when she listen,
Hey,
when they listen to it, when they listen to it,
3 jackets and a sweater.
And just-
can we
get like a Raptor in there too? Just throw it in with the order.
You said you'll pay. Wait, you said you'll pay for the sweater?
my own.
Okay, we're making an order right now. You need to tell him your credit card.
Adrian's listening to this and he's just fuming.
I'm sorry, Adrian.
Hey, they also showed us their gear out, their G&E. Oh my god, bro.
The red?
No. Oh no, yeah, we got to play with the Super 35. Oh my god, yes. Ames just hands it to me, just like, here it is, and just puts it in my and Will's hand. I'm like, I really don't at the same time. I'm not gonna lie. Like I do know red a little bit because Curtis when Curtis bought his red, I was always like intrigued and playing with it whenever I got the chance to be on set with Curtis. So like I do know a little bit, but bro, they got the new emo forgot what it's called. The lenses with the orange, with small little lenses, but now they have orange flares.
Oh, the Loa?
Yeah. Those
I don't know.
LAW.
Yeah, it was something weird like
the
that.
Loa anamorphic ones.
Yeah.
They're like the Siri anamorphics, but they're even smaller.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looks like a toy.
I do think I do think I know what you're talking about.
They're super tiny.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
but
crazy.
shout out to Ames though.
Yeah.
They definitely showed me hospitality. Gave me a place to stay. All that jazz.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Much respected.
How do
and
you-
whenever I go back, I can work there just to.
There you go.
Just hang
That's
out,
sick.
like,
That's pretty sick. How do you feel about because on Elevator Money we shot on anamorphics.
Yeah.
Have you had shot on anamorphics before that, or?
Honestly, I don't know if I've honestly shot a project, like a real project that I would consider like we put a lot of effort into and really tried on true anamorphics at that point, other than just maybe playing around beforehand or trying to. I always used to fake it with like After Effects, like distortion and flares with the fishing line in front of the lens and shit like that. So no, I think that was the first one. I've always loved anamorphics though. I always loved the look. I'm always like, I do come from storytelling perspective always. So again, just like the camera always depends on the situation of lenses. Like I just shot a square ratio film recently, and that was obviously on spherical. I didn't shoot, and then anamorphic is completely different, like fat wide image,
Widescreen.
but with all the distortion, all the cool artifacts. So it really just depends on the story. But I can't not love the anamorphic look. You know what I mean?
For people that haven't shot anamorphics, what were some of the quirks that you realized when you were shooting with them?
Well, it really depends on per lenses, because with the Suri, I really noticed that they were actually very inconsistent sometimes. So that's not really an anamorphic thing. Well, sometimes, because anamorphic is usually older lenses, so they got those different characteristics that you want to kind of control.
Yeah.
Like you want it to go crazy with the flares or stuff, and you want it to go wild, and you chose that lens for a reason. But there's other imperfections that you don't really want. You know what I mean? Like the really hard like color cast of one lens or something like that, especially if you're switching and it's supposed to be in the same scene.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it's a real hard balance of like really just knowing your lens and knowing which characteristics you want from it and which ones you can actually control without sacrificing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just
With the series, that color cast is something that I learned too on that shoot. I was like, yeah, like the 35 and 50 have a different.
Completely different.
Like
Like one is really green and then one is really magenta. Like all of a sudden. And because we were shooting, I was like, wait, what the heck happened? Like, did somebody accidentally budge the the tint? But so it's which nowadays you can fix so much in color.
Yeah, that was an
an
easy fix in post, but
it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it's really I would say anamorphic specifically, just know what you're getting into in terms of just researching the lens and what imperfections are there. Because if you're getting a super flare heavy lens and you don't want flares, I'd be like, what are you doing?
you're screwed.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's not something you really want to encounter on set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why are there flares everywhere?
Yeah, like, oh, we're having to put flags up on everything and where's the map box and the bill? You know what I mean?
The cine foil, we're gonna just look
Yeah.
like crazy. Like,
Dang.
It would be really annoying. So, or like if you accidentally got like too much of a ratio, like a really, really fat,
like a
2x,
yeah.
and you wanted like a 1.
And the client's like, yeah, we need this to be vertical, like for Instagram.
Oh, no, dude.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro.
Yeah, big rip.
You might as well turn it then.
Sorry.
You might as well just, like, I turn in my position. I'm sorry.
Turn it
You
in.
don't have to pay me. I'm out of here.
I'm out.
I'm not gonna deal with this.
Goodbye.
It's fucked up.
I'd be like, you can borrow my,
Fucked up.
really, really cheap, horrible Rokinons. Those are spherical.
Oh, Rokinons.
But yeah, I don't know.
Everyone talks shit on Rokinons. Like, why?
So-
why?
Well, the image is kind of wonky. I don't know. Like, I have the Rokinon Cineprimes, and I'll be real. I loved them for a bit because they just had character outside of Canon, and Sigma, like just clean. Because Canon and Sigma can be just super clean, not necessarily always just clinical, but they're super sharp. All this stuff, like they have a character, but it's hard to tell. While Rokinon, all of a sudden, like the bokeh felt different, and the color and the way it like everything just felt different. It had its own character, and even if it's not like the best character compared to other lenses, it had something. It had like texture that I wanted outside of just clinical Canon or Sigma. So I loved them for a bit. I know some people don't like them at all.
They're just mushy to me.
They are mushy. They can be mushy.
They're just like mushy and like, I don't know. I've never liked them.
I think, yeah, they can be mushy. I think it also depends on what you like, how you light around it too, though. Like how you light around it, what subject you put.
Yeah.
Also, just don't open them wide open.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can be mushy, but it's all about the relationship between the camera and the sensor, the action happening in front of the camera, and the light that's hitting the sensor. Like all those have to play a factor. Otherwise, in my opinion, you can get some great lenses, and it's gonna look like crap. Not just because it's lit wrong, but because you're actually playing with the lens wrong.
100%.
You know what I mean? And that's why, for instance, the Rokinons can be mushy and they can look bad, but I think is way back, and I think it's getting in some festivals. But Devante's film, Vi,
yeah, boy.
So I first AC'd for that, and let me tell you, by the way, sorry Devante, that was a struggle, dude, because his lenses are soft a lot of times.
Oh, he has the FDs.
Yeah, the FDs.
Dude, I pulled on those one time.
Are they not soft as shit?
And it's like 1.5.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, nothing's in focus.
I
like,
know. I was like, I can't tell but like on the big screen, it looked good.
It looked
you know what I mean?
great.
But it's like, even that's technically kind of mushy, right? It's soft and things bleed in, but it still works because he knows his lenses.
Foreign language.
Yeah, you.
Everything you guys are saying sometimes.
Basically, it's like
yeah, it's hard and it's soft. I guess so it is.
Well, it's hard to work with, but basically it's mushy and it's soft. It kind of has that mushy characteristic, but Devante knows his lenses.
Yeah,
those are his lenses, so he makes a good image out of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
So you
smart.
just have to know your lenses. You have to research or play with them if you can have a prep day.
What lenses
Play
do
with
you
them.
use?
I like Sigma. I like
Sigma's good.
Sigma Primes
I
are
feel like
fire.
Sigmas are the more slutty ones. Like everyone has a Sigma.
That's because they're cheaper.
Well, everyone has the photos, but the Cines are expensive. The Cine,
But they're basically just rehoused.
yeah, but
They're just
that's why
official rehousing.
That's why I think Sigma is honestly, I like them more than Canon. I like the way they flare more, but also I feel like Sigma made really, really high quality images accessible to everyone.
Oh, 100%.
Like everyone
100%.
now can have like beautiful images.
Yeah.
And good glass.
Yeah.
And they're so sharp that like I just add filters to them.
Yeah.
Or like I'll play
That's
with.
the exact thing about Sigmas in my opinion. Because like you can start sharp and then defuse and add the characteristics you want to a lens. But if you start dirty, you know what I mean, or like vintage,
You're kinda stuck.
You can't go clinical with vintage.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
you can't clean something that's dirty, but you can dirty something that's clean.
That makes sense.
And so
okay.
yeah. So the thing is, filtration is just really expensive too. But you could get the Sigma lenses and like play around with them, which I agree with.
Yeah.
I love playing with the filters.
You
and
remember
stuff.
like? Did you guys ever like fake the black bars on
Oh,
top and
100%.
bottom? Like
I mean,
remember that back in the day?
That's why I was so excited for anamorphics. I'm like, I don't have to fake it anymore. It's just
I'll
that's
be
the
real.
ratio.
I hate faking it now. Like if it's
I know.
not shot in
I think
anamorphic,
you can definitely tell.
you can
the
100%
difference
tell.
now.
You can 100% tell. It's so annoying.
I have a theory. I think anamorphic is gonna be like the new like shallow depth of field. I think everyone's gonna be
Yes.
shooting on anamorphics because there's so many companies making cheap anamorphic lenses now, and it's like way accessible. Like even from like 3 years ago.
It's gonna be like gimbals and drones.
Yeah,
It's
everyone's gonna have that wide aspect ratio, which might change the way we
Well,
consume content.
No, well, here's the thing. I don't know if that's exactly true because look at music videos. In my opinion, when it comes to a lot of things there's waves of like trends, right, within everything. But within filmmaking, the people and kind of in my opinion, everything's kind of dissected from commercial, from music video to narrative and stuff. But music video is, for instance, way faster than narrative, right? So you can kind of tell the future of where people want to go a lot of times with music videos and what like all the waves they go through and which one will stick and like kind of repulse throughout the whole industry or which ones will just kind of fade. And as of right now, music videos, nobody shoots anamorphic. Like they are tired of anamorphic because everybody already went through what you just talked about. Everybody shot anamorphic. Everybody went for that look for years and years and years. And now everybody is vintage. Like everybody's like VHS tape. like
Yeah, everyone's
film,
going back old school.
old school shit. Like and
full frame.
exactly, and
4:3.
it's full frame or it's 4:3 basically. Nobody does anamorphic anymore.
I do know that. Hey, I know
Yeah.
my aspect ratio, bitch.
Yeah, and so I kind of feel like that already happened almost.
Well, I feel for content creation, like content creators that make videos are going to start using anamorphic.
I can see a little bit. I do wonder, but the hard thing is, you got to shoot for the vertical too, and anamorphic.
That's what I was saying.
Vertical,
It might change the way we consume content.
how so?
Because if they want to shoot like and make their content look different with like the anamorphic look, they might stop doing vertical content. It might be a thing where they're just putting out like.
Well, I could see.
Content's so good though.
I could see them. I mean, honestly, yeah. Think about it. If we're really trying to like go about this whole metaverse bullshit, and we start actually viewing more things with the goggle set or something like that, you want widescreen.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but do you want to see an anamorphic
All
like
the
when
time?
you're walking around? I don't.
All
think
the
so.
fucking time.
I don't think so.
That's what having astigmatism feels like. Whenever you don't have
That's
glasses.
true. That's true. But it's not as cinematic.
It's not cinematic
it's not
in real life.
good looking.
He's blind as a fuck.
I was about to say I have stigmatism. I'm like I see the
You
flares.
get the flares, but you're like,
I don't
can't
think
see
I'm in
shit.
a
I don't like
movie,
this.
It's really fucking
I'm
annoying.
scared for my
actually.
safety.
Oh my goodness! All right, Alex, I gotta ask you some questions
Sure.
to end off episode. So, where do you see film? How do you see film, or where do you want to see film progress in the next like 5 to 10 years?
5 to 10 years, man.
Did we do 5? Did we say we usually say 5 to 10, right?
I would say, man,
yeah.
it's kind of
Damn. Sorry, y'all. It's been a minute.
yeah. I don't know. That'd be interesting. I would say that where I'd see it and want to. All those are kind of different questions, right? But
Well, yeah, they are. I'm sorry. I
would-
apologize for that.
no, you're good. I would just say that where I see it going. I mean, who knows, man? We have so many crossroads of technology and cultural like ways we consume media that, and even with the argument of theater versus streaming versus again YouTube, you know, the whole thing is like complete in VR. You know what I mean? Everything's changing. So to be honest, where is it? I have no idea. I think the backbone of cinema will always still be there. If it wavers in how relevant, yeah. If it kind of wavers in how relevant it is, you know, that happens. But I think it'll always be there and be the foundation that humanity has built this kind of artistic thing on is cinema. And so it'll always be there. But where I want to see it is just people making stories that they want to make. That, you know what I mean? That's just
You
all
want
it is.
originality back.
I kind of want originality and just experimentation and stuff. It doesn't have to be always something that's like, oh, this story is telling something that really matters to the world and all this stuff. Obviously, we need that. But also, I would love it to where if somebody just wants to make something that they think is cool, even if it's just kind of bullshit, then they should be able to make it and have fun with it and actually release and like actually put their heart into it, though. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's not the case either. People just make bullshit to get money, you know, which is true. It's the business. You know what I mean? But it would be nice to like, it's kind of like when you see an action movie that's an action movie. And then you also see another action movie that is just a bullshit action movie, but it has a lot of really cool action. Like they really cared about something.
Like Raid.
Yeah.
have you seen Raid yet?
I've heard about it.
Bro, you gotta watch. Have you seen Raid?
No, I haven't
Oh
seen
man, you both the cinematographers and haven't seen Raid?
I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm the worst at watching
We're
movies.
both
You
the
guys
filmmakers
suck at watching
that don't
movies.
watch movies.
Like,
I watch
what
more
the
YouTube than movies.
fuck,
I watch more
man?
YouTube than movies. That's
Yeah.
why.
Hell
that's why
yeah,
I'm on it.
bro.
There you go.
That's why I fuck with you.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, filmmakers.
These
but-
gen ass.
I
What are
want-
y'all again?
I
Gen-
want
I'm
Gen
in
Z.
the middle. We're in the middle. I feel like.
We're like the end of Gen Z beginning. We're at the
No,
end of millennial,
millennial,
beginning of Gen Z.
Nah,
I have a
feel like
theory
y'all
about
just straight
that.
up Gen
Wait, how old
Zs.
are you?
I'm 31.
He's
That's
43, man.
crazy to think about.
I know.
Wait, quick theory. If you're in the middle of 95 to 2000, right? If you're born in there, if you're more millennial or more Gen Z, it all depends on your siblings. Because if you have older siblings that kind of raised you, you're
Then
more
you're more
millennial.
millennial.
If you have younger siblings that you raised, you get pulled down and you become more Gen
And
Z.
don't you have an older sister too?
I have all older siblings.
So you are definitely
So
more
you say
millennial.
I'm
millennial.
Gen Z.
But you're more millennial. You,
you-
have Gen Z-ish, but you have a lot of millennial.
You have
too.
a lot of millennial in you.
No,
But,
I'm in the middle.
Your Gen Z
Yeah.
is definitely coming from like how you brand yourself. That's
Yeah.
why I say like the way you brand yourself is so out of this world because you're so in tune with your Gen Z side. But you are definitely a millennial kind of kid.
No, I'd agree. I mean, I'm a lot of things. I'm the same. Like I connect a lot more with the millennial stuff, but I know I'm still Gen Z, especially with like humor and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
my humor is definitely Gen Z.
Yeah,
Definitely
exactly.
millennial all the way, guys.
I know. Old man
No,
over
yeah. I appreciate you so much, Alex. Thanks.
I gotta shake out of here, Alex.
Oh,
Oh, you finally have to
Love
leave.
you one time.
Can
It
we
only
just
took-
wrap? We have like 2 more minutes.
I'm out of here.
Jor-El's just staring off. I love you.
Jor-El, make sure you.
No, I'm not cleaning any of this.
We still gotta shoot the Patreon
Wait.
shit.
I'll be back. I'll text you.
Yeah.
This man here just left. We had 3 minutes to wrap. I asked
know.
Alex the last question and shit. I haven't even paid attention to the camera much today.
I've been
Like,
just staring at it.
just staring into the
lovingly.
camera. I don't even-
Adrian,
like,
are you mad about this episode?
Adrian's hella mad about this episode.
Adrian,
probably.
I'm sorry, man.
He's fuming right now.
Hey.
He's not only fuming about this episode, but he's fuming about the red thing too.
Hey,
probably.
I will say shout out to Adrian though. He gave me a deal on some rentals. I appreciate that for a short film. I'll be real. I didn't even know he was nice to me. I was like, how much for this picture and this picture with this modifier? He's like, gave me a number. I was like, oh, okay. Like I was doing the numbers. I was like, I don't know if we need this picture. Just what about just throw me this single fixture and the modifier. And he's like, I could just throw it all in for this price. But I thought he meant those 2 things, like cutting out the picture was the new price. I was like, yeah, I can do that. And then all of a sudden, the person who picked up the gear came back with all everything.
shit.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, Adrian, like I didn't even say, I was like, yeah, cool, sounds good. You know what I mean? Like he was like, nope, I'll help you out, man. No worries. And I was like, cool. Like I didn't even pay attention to it.
man.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
That
wrong
was the
one,
wrong
Adrian.
one. There we go.
There we go.
So,
Adrian's the GOAT, bro.
I'm sorry that you are disappointed in this episode, but I appreciate you.
It's very true. We do appreciate you. Appreciate all my film people lately. But
yeah.
yeah, no, Alex, thank you so much for stopping by, man. I mean, I appreciate it.
course.
It was a great conversation.
I hope I gave value, I guess.
I think he gave value, Adrian. Adrian will comment on it and let us know.
Okay.
Actually. I guarantee he will.
How about this, Adrian? Also, I like we're just talking to
Just
Adrian.
talking to Adrian right
so
now.
if you comment what you want, I'll come back and we'll go by your structure of what you want to talk about. How about that?
You'll have to give us a bulletin point.
Bulletin point of what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
I could easily talk about stuff if you could just give me a prompt.
Well, yeah, I mean, we only have an hour, and we do
Yeah.
plan on bringing people back all the time, and we do also want to mix people up. So we probably will bring Adrian on next with
Adrian,
you.
oh,
So-
with me?
Yeah, I think we have 4 mics, don't we? We have 4 mics.
I have no idea about your guys' setup.
I don't either sometimes. Like, he just pulls the shit out of his ass, and I'm still confused. Like, you saw
There's a lot to pull out of his ass.
bro, he is
Does some
pulling
stretches.
Pulling some stretches real quick. You see, he's been back in the gym ever since we got back from Cali so hard.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. But thank you, everybody, for listening. This has been Filming in Progress. I'm your host, Jor-El Washington. Esai is now... E? Okay. Well, and Alex is here, our special
Sup?
guest. We appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Make sure to follow everybody. Follow the podcast if you haven't. What are you doing listening? You've listened to 57 minutes and 30 seconds roughly, and you haven't folled the podcast.
You haven't
what the
followed
fuck is
yet?
going on? So
Come
you better
on.
follow if you're not following.
Like, subscribe, comment, follow. You know the do.
Exactly.
How do they follow you?
Mostly on Instagram. Actually, you can follow me on absolutely anywhere with the @Asione, ASIONAY.
I know he's different.
Asione.
He's white and Asian.
I know.
It's so funny.
I'm super cool. I'm super cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We appreciate you so much. Be safe. Happy holidays.
I love you.
Deuces.